Okay, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Justmoparjoe. This is our new project, and it's not mine. I do not own this, but I'm gonna do a little work to it. And I know y'all like your B-bodies and you like your road runners, your real road runners. This one needs a little bit of love. It is an old race car, and I got to do some metal work to it and a little bit of paint stuff. And I might, just maybe, when it's all over with, paint the entire car. We'll see. Just got to see how my schedule turns out here, but I guess we can start in the front. He did not include the grill with it yet. He's going to get me a new Roadrunner grill. He said it came with a GTX grill, so I'm certain somebody out there needs that. Hey, would you look at that green? Guess what color is going to be sprayed in here? That's right. Back with the old original sassy grass. Let me show you the interior, which we'll come back to it. He said he's got me a little bit of paint here. Get our floor pans. And I've never actually looked in here yet. Autobahn primers. There we go. Little, Omni acrylic enamel. Green go. Sassy grass green. So that's cool. I kind of like the Omni stuff fine. That's what my Challenger's painted in. And if you ever watch Graveyard Cars, Mark Warman swears that the PPG stuff is the closest to factory match that you can get. So Omni is the cheaper line of PPG, but mine's held up great, and it's been, I guess, 10 years now. Let's look at the car instead of me. The hood has been changed. I can tell that. It's lots of blue, but I have to paint everything under here green, minus the K member and that suspension stuff. That'll go back the correct colors. I'll black out behind the grill. So basically when it leaves, or at the end of stage one, let me say, the entire engine compartment will be painted green. So if he wants to take it back with him and do his engine and stuff, bring it back with an engine in it that the car can run and drive and pull in and out of the shop to do the rest of the work, that'd be cool. See, we were last inspected in '85, which Mopars, Arkansas, I think they stopped that in the mid 90s, somewhere in there. RM23NO C. No, I'm sorry, that's a G. Anyway, she's a solid car, but also she has Bondo. I think this door is also non-factory. So I can show you that number. 6 of 70. But I think they were both 383 cars. Anyway, the other side has the little Roadrunner sticker on it. This one does not. It's been changed. It looks like from green, kind of that gold. I think I can find it popping better somewhere through here. Green to the gold, and then to the white. I can show you, I believe, out of the trunk maybe. Yeah. There we go. So somebody shot a little gold up in here. He wants me to try to save this green, as it is some factory stuff. Back here in the back, the plot thickens. I got a 2-piece floor pan I got to put in. So being an old race car for most of its life, I guess, someone did mini tub this, so little tiny booger welds made their tubs wind out. I don't think they did a terrible job. I just wish they would have welded it more, so I'll sew that up. Dig out all the old seam sealer and stuff. We do have AMD 2-piece, so that's nice. All right, I got our pans pulled out. You can see the 8 3/4 does not have a chunk in it. These old funky great big wide wheels and tires, which they're fitting under here because it's been mini tub. Leaf springs, if we can count them, I see a partial going to the front, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can go around and double check. These are probably super stock springs. Looks like we've been moved in here. He may want to change that, I don't know. No idea. Here's the original spring hangers. Right through. Just move them into there. I think it's a kit you can probably buy. Little piddly rust stuff, got to be addressed. He wants the bottom side of the car to look nice. It doesn't have to, this is not going to be a show car by any means. But you know, nice driver quality where if he pops the trunk, people don't scoff and say, man, what a terrible job someone did. So that means a lot of work for me, and hopefully I can film most of it and show you all. Magnetic base here that I got from Blake at Bad Tree Productions. You can see this fun cracking here. That makes it no fun to have to paint later. Pretty strong magnet. If this doesn't stick, we got a real problem. Little doohickey there. Somebody smeared some white over. Another one. Little door dimples and stuff. Alright. Roadrunner emblem. How much Bondo's in there? Hey! I mean, you may frown at seeing that rust, but in my mind, Bondo doesn't rust, so that's actually a good sign to me. Because it has ample opportunity to have Bondo all through it, but the car's pretty straight. We can look down it. And you always, when you start sanding, you find stuff, and it makes you sad, but I bet it gets a little heavy through there. You can see a little through here. That's okay. I don't actually do concourse restoration jobs, but I can do pretty good, I think, and make it a nice presentable rig when it's all said and done. I think before I do my final paint on this, I'm going to get him to bring me that grill or final paint even under here, just so when I'm taking crap off like this, be sure our grill brackets are straight and nice in the correct place. If I need to reattach like that one and this one, I can do that too. Let's get it moved into the other shop. So I had to get the big meats off, be able to see what's going on in here. I want to dress all this up real nice, make it more correct. We're going to leave these big pieces of metal in to give them a nice tub. It doesn't look terrible in here with the kind of factory undercoating stuff. I think most of that's going to go away. There's some rust going on there, so I'll need to fix that. And when I put my floor pan in, trunk pan, I'll see what kind of connection needs to be made with this. So it's going to take some trimming anyway. This lip used to be rolled flat, and I think they had tried to roll it up and maybe at one point consider welding that here, or just they filled it full of seam sealer or something to keep all the smoke out when doing their burnout. But all the seam sealer in the world here would not help you if you have, let me just lay over, if you have a ginormous hole cut out right here. And I think they cut that enormous hole out simply because they didn't want their tires rubbing inside. And with a closer investigation, you can see there used to be a sticker there and a number. So I do believe this quarter, that's my first sign that this quarter's been replaced. Well, it's a sign. I don't know if it's the first one, but if you look through, this kind of seam sealed here with some white chunky stuff. It's starting to rot off there. Lots of thickness you know, clay dirt, whatever's packed in there. This is kind of foam or something. I'm not sure what that is, but we're getting new drop downs coming soon, so that'll be nice. If I roll over to the other side, would you look at that? They cut out on this side much cleaner, but it's still cut out. So we don't, I did call and check, we don't want to do outer wheel houses right now. If I have a way of fixing this, and I'll show it to you at some point, we'll do that. Try to make this thing a decent driver and get that sealed up. We got a little rust on this one, you see it. The rust here, that little kibbly stuff, but this one's pretty big and nasty. Looking down from the top side of this, I can see this part of the quarter, which you can see they kind of just ran some whatever over here. Or maybe that's run down from sanding or something, I don't know. So that needs to go. This looks like maybe it needed all that ground down and welded there. But part of that is where they've split for more tire clearance. Get bigger tires under there. And I think that's kind of the old school way of fixing your traction issues. So here's a car. Here's some fiberglass that's been rolled over and smeared on. So that's a sign. We may have to replace some stuff through here on this quarter, and you can see it has sanded down into that. Hopefully you can see that many cracks. This is the big boy here, and I don't want to pull it off in case he wants to drive the car around some with it being white. See, we were green here. Another sign of a quarter replacement. How's that look to us? I'll be able to tell better on my computer later when I'm looking in there. But yeah, it's gonna need a little love in there when that happens. Getting that stuff fixed up. Going to the back, I got our rear bumper off. There's a little bit of formed fiberglass right there. That may be another sign there's a mystery going on there. This looks split. This is kind of rusted in layers here, and I think I can probably fix that fairly easily. I may go ahead and grind to find my factory welds and separate this so I can get, there's a certain amount of rust and funk between there where dirt's just gathered and gathered and gathered. I'll be able to study it more clear later, but I do think I'm going to break the sandblaster out on this dude. See, these are folded under. That's not normal. But we can get to all the mystery below it and get that all cleaned out if that gets replaced. So that'll be nice. Because this, I mean, legit, if it's a legit Roadrunner, then it needs to love. Because somebody down the road will be glad that it gets it. Kind of same thing with this side. Bring in. But for the most part, the tail panel itself, well, the tail panel itself's not bad. Whatever you would call this rear frame piece. It could be a little better, but it's not totally gone or anything. I don't think so. It's separated there, just where I'm sticking my fingers up through. I went ahead and pulled the surrounds off of the tail lights, and I wondered what's up with these little holes. Like, what's the holes? Well, I put a quarter on before and had similar holes, but I welded mine up. That's just from sheet metal screws holding the quarter in place while they did their brazing. And you can kind of see a little booger of braze there, a little there. This may be glued behind here, I'm not sure yet. There was a lot of this white seam sealer or glue or something there. This one you can see the brazes pretty clearly if you look at that. Kind of goldness there. More gold. So both quarters put on, and just to verify that, which I did, I checked our numbers here. They do match the VIN. That's nice. Kind of a rough job through here. I think even I would have done a better job than that. So I can do some correction on that. They had beat in from the inside trying to fold that lip out, and then having this folded over, it kind of goes down at a weird angle there. Instead of being a nice kind of straight flat panel. They align pretty well, minus the door kicking out there, but that could be a little bit in the hinge. We don't know. I can play with door gaps later, but I was just kind of focusing on the rear of the car. Got our trunk lid off and all that. You can we step back and look. The green and black looks cool together. If that ever happens again, that'd be sweet. I think it's a start to a good project, and it's something different. Hopefully y'all like to see a little restoration work sometimes. I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll catch you next time.